This is video 2 explaining dividing fractions review 1. So we left off video 1 finishing up question number 8, and so now we are on number 9. So for number 9, we would read the whole thing entirely. So Caden is working on a crochet project. He has a piece of yarn that measures 4/5 of a meter. If he cuts this string into 8 equal pieces, what is the length of one piece? So first thing I want to do is write my answer statement. So what is the length of one piece? Each piece is blank meters. You can't see my M there. Okay, so then who or what is this about? It's about a string. And what do I know about the string? I know that the string is 4/5 of a meter long. So I'm just going to model 4/5 here. So this is the amount that he has. And then he's going to cut it into 8 equal pieces. So this is where the model gets a little tricky, because taking 5 pieces and breaking it into 8 equal pieces is pretty tricky. I could think about unitizing it and deciding, okay, if I need 8 equal pieces and I have 5, what would be a good unit to use? Or I could think of it as setting it up. So who or what am I cutting or splitting or breaking apart? I'm breaking apart this string that is 4/5 of a meter long. And what am I doing to it? I'm dividing it into 8 pieces. So remember, those are our questions that we ask ourselves as we're setting up a division problem, because it matters which number is here and which number is here. You have notes in your math resource that talks about that more thoroughly if you need to go back and review that. So I could unitize it, but for me, this would just be easier to, there's 4 pieces here. I need 8 of them, so I'm just going to cut them in half like this. So now the question is, how long is each of these pieces? Well, from the total. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Each piece would be 1/10, because those are my 8 equal pieces that I would have cut it into. So each piece, I believe, will be 1/10. Just to be sure, I'm going to use the algorithm. Need to divide a fraction by a fraction. Oh, I need to make 8 into a fraction. So when it's a whole number, I simply put it over 1, because my pieces are one big piece and I have 8 of them. So need to divide a fraction by a fraction. Please don't cry. You know the action. Flip the second fraction and multiply. So then here I notice I can cross cancel. 4 and 8 have a common factor. I can divide both of them by 4. 4 divided by 4 is 1. 8 divided by 4 is 2. So I have 1 times 1, 5 times 2, 1/10. Just what I thought from my model. So sometimes it's nice, especially on a test, to utilize more than one strategy to ensure that you get the exact correct answer. So I'm glad that I have multiple tools in my tool belt. Now the final question for this review. Colette was practicing her bow and arrow skills. She hit the bullseye 1/5 of the times she shot. If she hit the bullseye 12 times, how many total shots did she take? So in my opinion, this one would be easiest with a model. So again, I'm going to write my answer statement. How many total shots did she take? She took blank shots. So who or what is this problem about? It's about the number of times she shot. What do I know? I know that 1/5 of the times she hit the bullseye. So I'm going to start here. So I need fifths. I know that this is 1 out of 5 pieces, and that's the time she hit the bullseye. She hit the bullseye 12 times. That tells me that 12 is also right here. how many total shots. That tells me that I'm looking for this number right here. So because we've used so many tape diagrams, I know that I need to know what number goes in here to give me my total. Well, if 1 out of 5 pieces is 12, that tells me that all of my pieces are 12. If I have 5 groups of 12, I have 60 total shots. She took 60 shots. Now this feels a little weird, like to connect it to why this is division. So remember, this is division because it's saying 1/5 is 12. 1/5 is the same as 12 times, or part of, what group. So again, when we have that multiplication statement and a missing factor, if this were 10 equals 2 times what number, to find that I would do 10 divided by 2. So the same thing here, 1/5 divided by 12. Kind of running out of room, I'm going to go over here. 1/5 divided by 12. I need to do a fraction divided by a fraction. So put 12 over 1 because I have 12 whole pieces. It's one big piece. Need to divide? Please don't cry. Just flip the second fraction and multiply. So this is interesting because I get 1 times 1 is 1, 5 times 12 is 60. So this is where, when I'm thinking through the math, I can realize that I made a mistake, because if I'm looking for the total shots, the total amount down here, how could it possibly be 1/60th of a shot? How could she hit the bullseye 12 times and then shoot 1/60 of a time, not even shoot one total time? So yes, I made a mistake here, but because I'm thinking through the numbers and I have this model here and realize that I'm looking for my total over here, I was able to recognize, oh, I made a mistake. 1/5 isn't 12. 12 is 1/5, or is part of this whole group. So I set this part up incorrectly, which then set my other problem up incorrectly. But it's okay because I, again, had my model here. I knew with my answer statement that I'm looking for a total shot. It would make no sense for her to take 1/60th of a shot. So if I went to write 1/60th, I would have been like, that doesn't feel right. I would have checked common mistakes. Oh, did I flip the second fraction? Yep. So maybe I need to do it the other way. So what happens if I have 12 divided into 1/5? So now, need to divide? Please don't cry. Flip the second fraction and multiply. Now I have 12 times 5, 60 over 1. That makes more sense. Now I know I'm on the right track. So all these little things are in place because it's okay to make mistakes as long as you can recognize them and kind of go back and realize and have those things in place to catch them, like our answer statement, like our models. So that is review 1. Hopefully you did a good job on that. And now, tomorrow you can do review 2 and learn from any mistakes that you might have made on review 1.